The question is, was Ray Allen selfish for leaving the Boston Celtics?
Now, before we get into the content, I want you guys to go ahead and hit the like button. We're trying to get to 500 likes for every single video we upload. So please, guys, don't forget to hit the like button because it's going to help the YouTube algorithm boost these videos and get a lot of people to see them. So really appreciate that. Now back to the content.
We're going to go back in time a little bit. Although it's current. Why? Why am I bringing this up? Because Paul Pierce, who is also a contributor on ESPN, was recently on the podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson called All the Smoke, I believe. I think is provided by Showtime. I'm not sure. And he was on there talking about and just reflecting over his NBA career. And in this episode, he spoke about a number of things. When he was stabbed in a club, spoke about his time in Boston, when he was not winning, spoke about the Big Three, spoke about the NBA as it is now, gave his thoughts on LeBron, and so many different things. But we all remember that original Big Three with the Boston Celtics. We all remember that team, don't we? Now, this team was assembled in the 2007-2008 season. I remember because that was the same year that the Lakers had a really good chance of winning the NBA championship when Kobe was getting ready to start his second run for NBA championships. And they were able to build that team, the Boston Celtics, through trades. Because the season before, the Boston Celtics had won 25 or 27 games. I don't remember the exact number. And Paul Pierce was just sitting there like, what is happening with my career? What is really, really going on with my career? He didn't seem to know what was going to happen. Now, the season before, he averaged 25 points a game. He shot 44% from the field, 39% from the three-point line, 80% from the field, got you 5.9 rebounds, 4.1 assists that season. But the following season, that offseason is when they were able to acquire the big ticket in Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen. And he said once they traded for Ray Allen, he said, okay, I guess we're not going through a rebuild. I guess this is not going to be a rebuild. We're not going into a rebuild situation. Excuse the noise in the background, by the way. I don't know what that is. And he was pretty happy. He was pretty hype about that. And then before you knew it, the Boston Celtics acquired Kevin Garnett. And he was like, whoa. Now we lit. Now it's on. And that wasn't something he anticipated. That was not something he anticipated. Now, doing some research, I've heard the reason why Kevin Garnett, his whole thought process of how he decided to go play with the Boston Celtics and the mental gymnastics that he went through, the wrestling back and forth of whether or not he should leave Minnesota. Because Kevin Garnett is very similar to Giannis Antetokounmpo in that same vein. He believes in sticking with the team that drafted him and being loyal to that organization. But ultimately, he decided that, you know what, I'm going to go play with the Boston Celtics. And he saw some games of Rajon Rondo, and he said, keep that dude. I like that dude. He couldn't even pronounce his name. But he said, I like that dude, Rajon, whatever it is, keep him. Keep that dude. So Kevin Garnett ended up coming to sign with the Boston Celtics, which created the original Big Three, at least the original Big Three in modern times. And when that team got together, they clicked instantly. That year, the Boston Celtics won 66 games after integrating 3 stars on their team. They won 66 games, and Paul Pierce described it perfectly why that was the case. He said the reason that was the case was because they had a tremendous amount of chemistry. They built chemistry on and off the court. He first of all said that team was full of a bunch of wolves, a bunch of dogs, and himself, Kevin Garnett, Kendrick Perkins, Rajon Rondo, Tony Allen, Leon Poe, I believe his name was, and others. They were just a bunch of goons. That's how he said. He said they were probably the meanest team in the league, and he said a lot of teams were scared to play them. That's how they played each other. And when the Lakers in that 2007-2008 season lost to the Boston Celtics, Kobe said, he said that we basically just played a team that was just meaner than us. They were just meaner and they were nastier than we were. He said they were just a nastier team than we were. And we had to get tougher on that side of the ball. It had nothing to do with skill. It had everything to do with attitude. And the Lakers would ultimately come and play them 2 years later in 2010, 2009, 2010 season and get revenge on them and win that NBA championship. Further cementing and, cementing the whole Boston, LA lore in the NBA. The two biggest fan bases in the NBA. But back to the Boston Celtics. So he said these guys that would click on and off the court. He would, have a lot of parties at his house. I forgot the name of the party he termed it. But he would invite everybody over. Everybody would just chill from like 2 a.m. to maybe 6 a.m. in the morning. Everybody would just vibe and they would go out together and they would hang out together and build this camaraderie that was rare. And the results spoke to that for a team that just met each other and for them to gel so well off the court and then go out there and win. He said they were like brothers. And that's how everyone on the Boston Celtics viewed each other, as brothers. So what happened? The Boston Celtics, and by the way, again, if you guys are listening to this on the Dreamerspro Podcast, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. It's called Dreamerspro, where we have a lot of hot, content for you guys, basketball videos that you guys may love. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to check out the Dreamerspro Podcast. It's on Spotify and iTunes. Again, the link is in the description below. Don't forget to go and check that out and follow us and let us know what you guys think. Anyway, back to the topic. So, what happened with this big three? They gelled, they came together, and they won that championship, and they beat the Lakers in the finals in their first season. And they had a pretty, they had a collection of players that were really difficult to deal with when it comes to personalities. Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, Paul Pierce, KG. Just listen to that combination, and Kendrick Perkins. And it was said that Ray Allen and Rajon Rondo always bumped heads, and Ray Allen always used to go to the coach and it's like, I can't play with this dude. And Rajon Rondo was one of those players that just couldn't, he was just one of those people that sort of operated to his own tune of his own drums. He just did what he wanted to do. And even him and Doc Rivers will clash because he's such a difficult personality to manage. So they went to the NBA Finals. They won that championship. The next year they didn't go because I think of injuries, and in the third year they went to the finals again and lost to the Lakers. So they went to the finals 2 out of 3 years. And then I think came the time from the offseason when players had to make decisions in free agency. And I think Ray Allen was at odds with the Boston Celtics. And Paul Pierce was trying to reach out to him to get a sense of what he was thinking, and he wasn't taking any of his calls. And I think some other teammates were trying to reach out to him, and he wasn't taking anybody's calls to let them know, hey, where's your mind at? And before anybody knew it, Ray Allen had signed with who? The Miami Heat, which were the nemesis of the Boston Celtics because that's where LeBron played. And Paul Pierce said LeBron was our nemesis. So for him to go sign with the team that beat them, he's like, bro, what is that about? And for you not to communicate to any of this to any of your brothers, he said to him was like a slap in the face. This is what Paul Pierce said. He said to him, it was like a slap in the face. And it was something that just did not sit well with him. And it didn't sit well with the other teammates that he had. And Kevin Garnett, to this day, has never forgiven Ray Allen for that, which is unbelievable. We're talking about over 10 years ago, 2008, 2018, 12 years ago, something that happened 12 years ago going on. And Kevin Garnett never forgave him for that. And now, Paul Pierce says he's gotten over it, and now him and Ray Allen are in a better place. But the question is, was Ray Allen wrong for that? Was he selfish for that? Now, some of you guys listening to this may say, but, who's Paul Pierce? What has he accomplished? And this is his career. Paul Pierce is an NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP in 2008, 10-time All-Star, been on 3 NBA teams, the second team, been on 4 All-NBA teams, 3-point contest, he won the 3-point contest in 2010, and one of the greatest Boston Celtics of all time, and most likely a future Hall of Famer. For his career, he averaged 19.7 points a game, 5.6 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. So Paul Pierce definitely wasn't a scrub. Ray Allen is a 2-time NBA champion, one in 2008 and one in 2013 with the Miami Heat. 10-time NBA All-Star, been on 2 All-NBA teams, won the NBA Sportsmanship Award in 2003, won the NBA three-point shooting contest in 2001. And he's probably going to go down as one of the greatest players of all time and one of the greatest, he's going to go down the Hall of Fame and, one of the 3-point leaders, scorers of all time. He averaged 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3.4 assists for his career. And he played for 17 years. But the question is, was Ray Allen selfish for that? And the answer is, it all depends on which vantage point you're looking at it. Ray Allen seemed to be at odds with the Boston Celtics because they didn't want to pay him right. So for Ray Allen, he was making the right decision for him and his family. Paul Pierce and the Boston Celtics were looking at it like, hey, I thought we were brothers, at least communicate with us. And for them, they thought he made the selfish decision. So I guess it basically depends on who you ask. So that's why I'm going to pose the question to the audience. Do you think that Ray Allen was selfish for leaving the Boston Celtics to go play with the Miami Heat? That's what I want to know from you guys in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Again, if you're listening to this on the Dreamerspro Podcast, make sure you check us out on YouTube. It's called Dreamerspro. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you check out the Dreamerspro Podcast. The link is in the description below. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, don't forget to be safe. Wishing you guys a great day. Peace.